Is this serious? Absolutely. But is there some maybe alternative motives by the media and government? I think that's starting to come out more and more, and I think the average everyday person is starting to see that. So
we're not going to start a conspiracy channel here, but if you want to see us wear our tinfoil hats, comment below and we can maybe make another video with a couple of our tinfoil hat thingies.
Welcome to the Terrific 2 podcast.
We're not gurus.
We're just real people
talking about real issues
that are important to real people.
Thank you for watching.
What's up, everybody? Brett Clausen and
Jamie Stark
coming to you here. We will be talking about lessons that you can learn from the COVID Wuhan virus outbreak.
Yes, lessons that we can take away. Obviously, it's a difficult time, but let's talk about some positive things and some potential fallout things that are going to be possibly positive coming out of this and things that we can learn and implement moving forward. So, let's get it on.
Get it on. You want to go first?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Obviously, I think number one for me, and this can apply to personal business or for the government in general, is to keep what I call an oh-shit fund. And an oh-shit fund basically is what Dave Ramsey would call an emergency fund.
Right.
So money in the bank in a savings or checking or some type of liquid account where you can pay for several months of all of your overhead expenses out of that account. So I think the reason that a lot of people are in rough shape right now, especially like individual people, is because of that whole statistic. People, I forget what the percentage is, but they, like a majority of Americans, live paycheck to paycheck. And it's not necessarily because they don't make enough money.
Right.
In a lot of cases, it is that. But I would say majority of the cases, it's because they don't spend their money wisely, and so they don't pack any away.
Yeah.
So.
And to add on top of that a little bit, it's not even just, month-to-month decisions. It's locking yourself into this high car payment. Because, I mean, like we were just talking about that. If my wife and I each had a $500 car payment a month on top of, just our traditional lifestyle, we would be a little bit in trouble right now, maybe. But we have low car payments. We drive 5-10-year-old vehicles, and they get the job done for us. So
yeah, definitely.
So the first one that I got is actually the no sports deal, and we're both really big sports fans. But this has actually taken me a little bit to get used to. But honestly, I'm able to focus a little bit more on my wife and my daughter's needs. So instead of coming home and I flip on the NBA right now because I really get sidetracked and I love me some LeBron James and everything. So I'm obviously paying attention. But, I'm paying attention to the sports season. I'm paying attention to the NBA. I watch Colin Cowherd all the time. And I still watch those guys. But they're not really talking about anything right now. They're just making these topics, top 10 lists and whatever else all. So I'm able to spend time with Lisa. What do you want to do? What do you want to watch?
There's only so many top 10 lists you can make.
Yeah.
So
that has been actually a little bit of a positive. I've been able to just see their needs, and I'm actually a little bit selfish maybe for watching so many sports, but it is what it is. So
I love sports too.
Yeah.
NBA playoffs is one of my favorite times of the year. I love it. So that was definitely along the same lines as me as well. Like what you said about keeping overhead low, and again, that can be for people. Like car payments are horrible. Credit card debts, if you're overdrawn on credit cards and you're not paying those off every month, if you have credit cards, you should definitely work on changing those habits, get money packed away. For business, it's the same way, we're obviously in business and, that rent payment can be really, really high, especially in a retail setting.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was cut in half here, but
I know.
It's all good. We're in a good location.
So, as far as a business, you might want the fanciest everything. You might want, the best of the best of everything, when you could just get by with something that costs 20% of what you would actually want, and you would get by just fine. And honestly, most of your customers or all of your customers would never know a difference. Yeah. So, another thing that I think people can focus on is overall their health. Obviously, we've got a virus, and it's attacking immunocompromised people that have, prior health deficiencies, and that all comes down to immunity. Some of those are genetic, obviously. Elderly people, they're going to be less immune to things. But overall, I would say number one, if there's two things you can focus on. Number one, cut out sugary drinks and food.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very important. If there's nothing else you do that. Just stop drinking pop cold turkey. If you need that type of flavor or whatever, just drink diet.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's better. I used to not think so, but it is. And then exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's a couple times a week, just, the blood flow, the endorphin release that you're getting off of, just working out, and you'll feel better about yourself over the long run as well.
Yep. The two things I would add to that actually is sleep, get quality sleep, and the other thing is when you're at home all this time, and I know, to be honest with you, like I stopped drinking there for like a month, basically, the entire month, and then all of a sudden it's like maybe a little bit at home more often now, so you're just sitting there and it's like, a cocktail sounds kind of nice, but it's not great for your immune system, so maybe not drink as much would be a really good idea too.
Yeah.
So, and then kind of going back actually and adding on to the whole, just business aspect of it too, doubling down on kind of just what works, just when we're ordering inventory and, thank God everything here has been doing okay. Like we've seen a little bit of a drop off, maybe 20% here in the last couple of weeks, but just being honest, there are others in worse off situations than we are, and I'm not going to take that for granted at all. But you're still a little bit more maybe strategic when you're ordering things. It's like I could order this one item, but like I know it doesn't sell quite as much, so maybe I'll just not even order that one. And I know this product here sells a lot for us, so I'll just add 2 more of this one instead of the other product doesn't even sell.
To add on to that, like in our stores, which is primarily like nutrition retail, we've got everything from like protein shakes to pre-workouts to herbal things like kratom and CBD and even prepared healthy meals. There are certain categories like pre-workouts and proteins that have just completely fallen off a cliff, obviously, in the last 3 weeks. But we've got other categories like the kratom and the CBD and some other recreational things that we've got that have just absolutely gone through the roof. And there are definitely entire industries that are that way. There are some industries like the Walmarts, the grocery stores of the world that are literally busier now than they are on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And
that is so crazy.
But on the flip side of that, there's also industries like hotels, movie theaters, restaurants.
Airlines,
restaurants are hurting big time.
Bars, that kind of ties into the restaurants. But yeah.
So anywhere that people would gather, obviously are hurting big time. And so.
Actually my dad and I were talking about this, so that kind of, I guess, really isn't an advantage. But honestly, even churches right now, and I know we don't think of those as being financially driven, but I mean, they still have to pay their mortgage or whatever, their loans on their facility. And we just gave here, not to brag, but we gave a little bit through just electronic donating. But how many people, including myself, I haven't given near as much over the last month just because we haven't been at church.
Right.
So
not a lot of churches have that electronic platform. And so that's another thing I would say is definitely adapt. Think about needs that you're able to satisfy in the community for a customer. With us, we could be categorized as an essential business. Here in Nebraska, we haven't been shut down like mandatorily with non-essential businesses or anything like that.
Right.
But even if we were, we'd be able to stay open and keep serving customers. So, I would say just if you have some products, like a couple of categories of ours, like I said, have completely dropped off the cliff, I think it's important to be able to adapt and maybe pick up, like, for example, we picked up, one of our suppliers emailed us about hand sanitizer. And so we ordered, I think, 50 jugs of hand sanitizer and promoted it on Facebook. And we've had a ton of people that we've never seen in the store before coming in and grabbing that hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
So.
And to be honest, we don't even hardly make any money on that. Just like $1.50 per jug or whatever. And it's more to be there for one, to fill a need, but just being straight up honest with you as well. These are reaching people that we normally don't reach. And they're coming through our door, and they're also, while they're in here, helping them out. And it's, oh, by the way, here is a sample of this. Take it with you. So, yeah.
Oh, by the way, we sell prepared meals. Oh, by the way, we've got CBD. Oh, by the way, we've got this. And so, the long-term effect, and people will remember during the hard times, like, who's been there trying to help out and do the right things. And people will always remember the way you treat them when they come through the door. So,
no, for sure.
It's important to be able to serve more so than just, like, go into cocoon and...
Because I think there's a giant difference between, us And again, I would like to sell that for a little bit cheaper, but we just don't make that much money on it. Between doing that, filling a need with that hand sanitizer versus I'm going to go buy a bunch of toilet paper and like list it for like $25 a thing. Like, I'm not saying it should be necessarily illegal, but
no,
I just am not a huge fan of it from a business point of view, I guess. So.
I go off on rant on that, but yeah, price gouging is a silly thing. It's not morally correct, but at the same time, yeah, I'm not going to go there right now. So
I like it.
What else? You got anything?
Yeah, I guess we talked about being able to give back a little bit. Talked about innovation. It was actually Mark Cuban was on Colin Cowherd the other day, and he talked about how there will be probably new industries, new technologies, new apps. I mean, we don't even know what's going to all come out of this, so it kind of sucks in the short term. But there will be entire new industries created within the next couple weeks because of this outbreak. So.
They always say people make more money in times of recession than they do in times of prosperity, and so you're going to see a lot of people making moves. Like my wife and I, we just put some money into stocks. It's a great time to buy. You better get in before this thing shoots up, because once business is open, I think there's been 17 million people that have filed jobless claims in the last 3 weeks.
Is 10 million last I've seen.
Yeah,
so
it's
crazy.
Another 6.6 million people, I believe I saw. So you talk about 17 to 20 million people right now that have filed jobless claims. And I think if we were to start the economy up right now, full force, I think that at least half of those would just come right back.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the complication is people are making more money on unemployment right now than they would at their job. And so people might be waiting 4 months before they go back to work if they've got that option. So
and
we'll see what happens.
The one last thing I guess I have to say is I think more everyday people that maybe aren't even political or even pay that much attention to the media, or kind of just say, take everything the media says as truth. They're starting to maybe question them in a positive light. They're just not taking everything at face value, and they see.
Definitely.
And I'm not going to go into it extremely a lot here, but they might question that, is this serious? Absolutely, but is there some maybe alternative motives by the media and government? I think that's starting to come out more and more, and I think the average everyday person is starting to see that. So
we're not going to start a conspiracy channel here, but if you want to see us wear our tinfoil hats, comment below, and we can maybe make another video with a couple of our tinfoil hat thingies. So, but yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll just say it like how it is. It is real. This whole pandemic is real, but is it as bad as the media is making it out to be? No.
And I guarantee that we're going to get at least one comment on this that says, "What about the people that died?" Yes, that is very sad. That is very sad. We will pray for their families. In no way are we making light of that. That is serious. Okay, just being clear. Just being clear.
Yep, it is a sad deal. So and then going back to the innovation, industries will be changed in a positive way. A lot of new technologies, new innovations, new industries altogether. And I would say even the existing industries, I think it's been trending this way for some time, and this might have been the thing to push it over that ledge. But a lot of jobs can be done from home. And I think employers are going to take a real hard look at the productivity that happened during this time if they've sent their people to work from home, like my wife, her working from home. And I think a lot of these companies are going to go to that model. Now, there's some drawbacks to people working from home, such as it's harder to keep tabs on them to see if they're actually doing their job. But I'm sure with everything that we've got access to in today's world, there's plenty of ways to keep tabs on things. So I do think that's going to be a way that we trend here. Yeah, no, it is interesting. And they were talking about NASCAR actually right now, and they're actually doing it virtually. So essentially just video games online, basically, and they're just recording them. And I don't know if you've seen this or not, but they showed them, they're just in their den, and they just basically got their setup, and then the thing behind them or whatever, and they're on the steering wheel, and they're, they showed the screen, it looks like real life, and they're just racing. And the thing is, I was listening to somebody, and you can fact check me if you want, but their ratings were literally dang near similar from the video game to the real life. Interesting.
And think about this, the expenses are way lower, you don't have to pay the pit crew, and you don't have to pay this and that. So it's like, will NASCAR, that's just saying that entire industries could change because this, if they're generating just as many revenue during the video game.
Without the ticket sales though.
Right,
that'd be hard. I did turn on the TV the other day, and there was whatever channel it was on, had WWE without a crowd, and that was pretty weird.
It is weird. It is weird. Actually, finish up on that too. I was listening to a sermon here the other day, and it was the classic like hallelujah thing, you know, and
yeah.
and they zoom out, and there was actually nobody there. They were just like adding those effects in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it was still a good sermon and everything, but
That's
they were
funny.
trying to like raise the energy.
Was it like Tony Evans or what?
No, it was some other guy. I don't remember what his name was.
Tony Evans is good to listen to.
Yeah,
check him out. Do it. All right. So the last thing I had is I think being able for a lot of people to take a step back and not be able to go out and do a lot of the extra things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably going to make a lot of people appreciate time with family a lot more
mm-hmm.
and realize, you know, we're in a fast-paced world, a lot faster paced than it's ever been. And, you know, a lot of people, myself included, get caught up in that. And we're always go, 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 which I love that. I really do. But it is nice to be able to peel back a little bit and spend time with your family.
Oh, yeah, we always talk about that. I mean, there are seasons in life. I mean, you can't, I don't want to say can't, but it's almost dang near impossible to be going 100 miles an hour constantly. A true, like, there are people that say, I work 100% all the time. Like, no, a true 100%, I don't think it's sustainable for forever. So, I mean, you have to go through seasons, and it's nice to be able to, you know, not that we're not working hard, but maybe just take a slight step back and spend a little bit more time with family right now.
So I would say approach every day with gratitude and be thankful for what you got. And we always say happy but not satisfied. So always be grateful for what we've got and always strive for more so we can help more, do more, be more.
Right. Strive for more hair.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can use that too. All right, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Let us know your thoughts. If you want to hear the tinfoil hat theories, let us know as well.
God bless. Thanks, guys.